Alright, next up we've got is King Mosh. 9 mana, 9/7, destroy all damage minions. So, Whirlwind plus this on turn 10? GG? I mean, technically, if you think about it, right? This would kill the Druid 12/12 quite nicely.
Yes.
So, makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it's a good turn 10 play, Whirlwind, and just clean up.
Yeah, yeah. Fire Plume Heart, quest play, 7 taunt minions reward, Sulphurous, which is a 4/2 hammer, and turns your hero power into you are Ragnaros, fling random 8 damage all over the fucking place.
Shoutouts to Ragnaros, we miss you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's kind of a good thing that whatchamacallit, Grand Tournament's rotating out, or this card would be broken as fuck.
Yep.
Oh wait, I can have another use of my hero power. Poke, 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 poke.
That made enough to lick.
Exactly. You know, it's like we lost Ragnaros, sort of. We still got it.
We lost him in spirit, but not in truth.
Next up, we have Sudden Genesis. Summon copies of damaged minions. Summon, not just put copies in your hand like Blood Brothers was. This literally summons. Holy shit, so you got a board of taunts, right? You suddenly just throw out a Whirlwind on turn 6 and then hit Sudden Genesis. Holy shit, value, Batman.
So, this is the better version of Blood Warrior?
Yeah, much better version. It's also more expensive, too.
Well, I mean, it would have to be if it's summoned in Blood Warriors. Put it in your hand, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you play this like super late game, you already have an established board, and you do just a Whirlwind, and then it damages all your minions, and you summon in copies of those into play. Wow. That's going to be good.
Yep. So technically, you could have a turn 10 play where you play both Sudden Genesis and Blood Warriors.
If you coin out a Whirlwind, yeah.
Legitness.
Alright, next up, you've got Explore Unguro. 2 mana. Replace your deck with copies of Discover a card. I think I can speak for both of us and say this is absolute garbage. Do you agree?
I don't know. I don't like calling cards absolute garbage.
Oh, you're too much of a nice guy, dude. Okay, for
pretty much.
For competitive play,
for competitive, definitely, because anything that's RNG based, people already automatically just.
Now, Disguise Toast and all the other streamers, they can have a fucking field day with this card. Trollton's gonna love it. All right. Next up,
the lulls will be real.
Yeah. Next up, we've got the Direhorn Hatchling, 5 mana, 3/6 taunt. Not bad stats. Death Rattle, shuffle a 6/9 Direhorn with taunt into your deck.
This will definitely see play.
Oh yeah.
Taunt Warrior is definitely going to be a thing now. If anybody had any thoughts or questions before, like all of that's put to rest, Taunt Warrior is going to be a legit archetype now.
Yeah, you know, Bolster's going out. Just saying.
Well, it's not like you needed it. With all these healthy ass taunts.
And let's not forget, I know a guy could actually bring this into your hand as well.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So some Grimy Goons mechanics could also show up in this as well.
Not to even go as far as realizing that Taunt Warrior build plays directly into your quest requirement.
Yeah, even Ali Armorsmith, it's a taunt.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, so the next one up, we've got the Cornered Sentry, 2 mana, 2/6. What the fuck is this?
For your opponent.
Taunt, Battlecry, summon 3/1/1 Raptors. I don't give a fuck. You know I'm playing with Whirlwinds and Ravaging Ghouls anyway. What
exactly.
What the hell?
That's what makes it balanced. Because honestly, I would take this over a Public Defender any day of the week.
Yeah, but here's the downside with this card, right? So let's say I'm a hunter. You play this down on turn 2. It's now my turn 3. What do you think I'm going to try to...
Oh, no. You wouldn't play this out on turn 2. Hell no.
I know, but let's say you do. What am I going to do as a hunter? Almost 10 for 10 every chance I get.
Well, it depends. Are you on your turn 3 as the hunter, or are you on your
Yes,
turn
I'm on my
3?
turn 3.
You're on your turn 3. Then that's probably Animal Companion into Leok.
Yep.
And then even trade to clear this anyways. And yeah, they have board with a Leok on board that they can Animal Companion the next turn or kill command, whatever you put down anyways.
Or I could
So
be a bigger dick and just play down a Timberwolf, do the same trades, and still have enough left over to hero power 2 damage to your face.
this is true. Which is why we never play this on turn 2.
Yep. True story, guys. True story.
Bad warrior. Bad. Don't play on turn 2.
Alright, new weapon for the warrior, the Molten Blade. Each turn this is in your hand, transform it into a new weapon. It's Shifter Xeris, the fucking weapon!
I like it because I'm a sucker for RNG, and I'm always a fan of anything that tries something different. Like, that's why I like Shifter Zero so much. Like, I crafted that shit golden because it was a really cool concept, and I like this that they're doing Molten Blade. You'll probably never see play competitively, but it's a pretty cool ass card.
I'm gonna say right now, if
I feel like Pirate Warriors might run one.
I would, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If Pirate Warrior is still a thing, they're definitely gonna run a singular copy of this, and they're gonna try to basically hold on to it till they can get a Doomhammer on when they can play it. Then all of a sudden, all those upgrades and the rest of the gang coming in one sudden swoosh will be just fucking devastating. It's like, fuck it, I'm good, let's go.
Indeed, I totally agree.
Alright, next up we've got the Tar Lord. 7 mana for a 1/11 taunt. Has +4 attack during your opponent's turn. This is better than fucking Ancient of War, ladies and gentlemen, but yet weaker than Ancient of War. It's great for defending, shitty for attacking.
True.
But I would like to point out something. You could just flip this over using Crazed Alchemist and punch 11 to the face.
Yeah, I can see that.
And also because it's a taunt, and there's stuff that came out from Main Streets of Gadgetzan that can buff up taunt. Specifically, you can kind of augment this to where it's a little bit better. And then you can do some shenanigans, you know, using Rampage or whatever. But, you know, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's potential.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely potential in this card. I like it. I think it's pretty legit. Alright, next up we have the Ornery Dino Horn. 6 mana for a 5/5 taunt, battle cry, adapt. Well, that's kind of interesting. You get a taunt that can adapt, so automatically the whole massive adaptation right out the fucking window, so you don't even have to worry about possibly picking that, even though it's still going to show up.
Yep, this is true.
Alright, so for this one, I would say probably the Divine Shield's going to be the go-to pick, and then it becomes a better Sunwalker.
I think legit Divine Shield and Poisonous are going to be the 2 most selected adapt options.
Maybe.
Because I mean, in what world do you not try to get the maximum value out of your beast by either
if
Divine Shield in it so it can trade twice?
Health. I would go with the plus health because then it lasts a little bit longer. It becomes a 5/8 taunt, which is very difficult to get through unless they already have a poisonous creature in play. If they don't. If they don't have that, then you know the health is a really good option. The Divine Shield is definitely an option. The cannot be targeted by spells is kind of a good option.
Mm-hmm.
The +1/+1 doesn't feel very good. Just saying.
I imagine it rarely will.
Yeah. And next up we have is a new spell for the warrior, Ironhide. 1 mana, gain 5 armor. I was wondering if they were going to get some sort of armor generation. I mean, they're losing Justicar Trueheart. That's been like their bread and butter forever and a day. They still have Armor Smith. They have Alley Armor Smith. They have Shield Block. So I mean, they have some armor generation still available to them, but they need it a little bit more. And I think this Ironhide is going to work really good for them. Hell, you could use the Ironhide to set up the old school Pyrosmith concept, where you had the wild pyromancers and armor smiths in play just to generate shit tons of fucking
armor again. Yep.
Yeah, and you also had an Acolyte of Pain in play, so you could get card cycle as well. And
True.
it's definitely a possibility, guys. It's definitely a
I
possibility.
mean, they had to give something because I mean, Warrior had already lost Shield Maiden, and then now they lost Justicar, so they only really have Shield Block and Armor Alice Smith and Armor Smith now. So they needed at least this much, which I think 1 mana 5 armor. It's kind of broken because obvious synergy with Shield Slam right off the bat, and that's like a really low cost because they already have a 1 mana Shield Slam spell. So you that's like just retarded. Like they just finished nerfing Execute because 1 mana getting rid of something was too good.
Mm-hmm.
So now I guess their logic is that because each of these costs 1 mana, it's kind of like a Execute where you have to pay 2 mana to get rid of something. So they think it's balanced in that way, but we'll see.
I like it. I mean, if you look at the value of, say, Shield Block, you're paying 3 mana for basically the same effect as well as a card draw. And we know 2 mana for a card draw is pretty much on par with how Blizzard rates things. So it makes perfect sense here.